Hello, friends, and welcome into NFL Daily. I am your host, Tom, and we have all kinds of trade rumors on tap for you today. But first up, some more Tom Brady discussion. A report from a local Patriots beat writer, Tom Kieran, says the Niners are a contender to land Tom Brady. Now, this part's kind of been overlooked in the secondary reporting of this initial story, but the Titans and Patriots are the front runners for Brady, and the Niners are, quote-unquote, closing hard on the outside. That part, I find curious, has been left out. Now, for Brady, this makes perfect sense. Like, the Niners have a great defense. Frankly, they have better weapons than the Patriots do on offense. They've got a great coaching staff. You don't have to play Mahomes in the AFC Championship game. You get away from the AFC and from Belichick, and you get to go back to the Bay Area. I get why it makes sense for Tom Brady. Frankly, if you ignore current quarterback situations, the Niners are one of the best fits out there for Tom Brady. The question is this the route the Niners really want to go? I don't know if it makes a whole lot of sense for San Francisco. Now, Kieran says it makes perfect sense. And it is easy for San Francisco to move on from Jimmy Garoppolo. $4.2 million in dead money. They'd save $22.4 against the cap, so you could get it done relatively easily. And you could trade Jimmy Garoppolo back to the New England Patriots. That's a win for the Patriots. Obviously, Jimmy G is not the caliber of quarterback Brady was in his prime. Nobody is. But he's younger. He's probably going to be a little bit cheaper for the Patriots. And they know him really well. Super well. It makes a lot of sense for the Patriots and for Brady. But for San Francisco, guys, it's not 2015 anymore. I know that Jimmy Garoppolo didn't win the Super Bowl, but they were so close. They were literally one drive away. I'm not convinced, folks, that Tom Brady is an upgrade over Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, I'm not saying Tom Brady sucks or anything like that, but I'm saying you've got a quarterback in his 40s who, in all reality, he's on the decline. Doesn't mean he's horrible, but for the Niners, if you move on from Jimmy G, you get Tom Brady. I don't think you win a Super Bowl with Tom Brady. Now, maybe you do, maybe you don't. Who knows? It's the NFL. But all of a sudden, in 2 years, you're looking for a quarterback again. Now, you might be doing that with Jimmy Garoppolo if he doesn't get a little bit better or if the Niners regress a bit. But I know you're going to be doing it with Tom Brady. And you might be paying a little bit more at the quarterback position. So pick one for San Francisco. G for Jimmy Garoppolo, B for Tom Brady. I still go with Jimmy Garoppolo, which I know sounds kind of slanderous, but it's 2020. 2019, Garoppolo was better than Tom Brady. But let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section. Now, we have posted our latest NFL mock draft from yours truly, our post-combine edition, all the round one picks plus second-round picks for you NFL teams who don't have a first-rounder this year. Go check it out. It's available on the channel right now. And to make it a little bit easier for you, I will link that towards the beginning of the description of this video, and I'll put it in the comment section as well. So go check out our latest 2020 NFL mock draft. All right, let's talk more about trades here. Nick Foles. Now, this has been thrown out there a couple different times. ESPN did it again very recently. Pro Football Talk says there's also interest in trading Nick Foles. It's an interesting discussion, though, because Nick Foles' contract isn't easy to move. You can't cut him. 22.13 cap hit, $33.88 million in dead money. So then the Jags, unless they want to eat $11 million for a team that's kind of light on cap space as it is, they can't cut him. Now, next year, they can do that. But they are more or less stuck with him unless they can find a trade partner for this upcoming offseason. And Foles, look, if you toss out the playoffs and you look at the last 4 years, this is not intriguing. Now, I know you can't just toss out the playoffs. That's very unfair to him. But I'm not sure what team's going to have a ton of interest in making a move for Nick Foles unless the Jags sweeten the pot. And if I'm Jacksonville, I don't have any interest in doing that. Now, they, of course, already traded away A.J. Bouye. I love that trade for Jacksonville. They got a fourth-round pick back. I love that move so much because they were going to cut Bouye if they couldn't trade him. Other players, this is from Jason Lockenfor, so asterisks, but I've heard whispers around this too. Calais Campbell, who has a big contract but has value. Brandon Linder, Andrew Norwell. I don't think the Jags are going to trade all those guys. They might not even trade a single one of them, because if you do that, you're once again rebuilding your entire roster. Jacksonville, from that playoff run, all those years ago, that entire secondary is now gone. Those 5 starters, they're out. Crazy, right? But the big one is Yannick Ngakoue. Now, he has made it very clear he does not want to be in Jacksonville anymore. He wants to go the Jalen Ramsey route and get out of town. The Jags plan on using the tag, though, on Ngakoue. So maybe you could find a tag and trade option. That one certainly feels a little interesting. Look, he's only 25 years old, and he's been great in the NFL. 8 sacks, 9.5 sacks, 12 sacks, 8 sacks. That's consistency. The tackle for loss production has gone up as well. He's become a bit better of a run stopper. He's a fantastic player. There will be interest in him, and I wonder if maybe the Frank Clark trade, that was a first rounder and a future second rounder plus third round pick swaps, maybe that's the right value. Now, I put together some possible trade destinations for him. I think the Giants and the Bills are the 2 best fits. I think both those teams have huge needs at edge rusher. I think Buffalo might make the most sense. It's a question of if they want to give up the draft capital, but if he hits free agency, Buffalo's going to come through, I think, with a big-time offer. Miami needs help. They've got all of the draft capital. Seattle's been aggressive, and we know Philadelphia is as well. So where will Yannick play in 2020? I will make this question the pinned comment of the video. So if you're watching on YouTube and you get an ad break here, scroll on down to that pinned comment and type your votes and guess right there. Another big name who could be a tag and trade candidate is Chris Jones, and I don't love this one for Kansas City. I get the reasoning behind it. He's going to command a massive salary. The Chiefs have to pay Mahomes. They're going to have to juggle the salary cap going forward. Now, that they can afford Chris Jones if they want to, I certainly would, but he is going to be expensive. So maybe you at least explore that option. Now, he was a bit banged up this past year, so the production wasn't as good as it was in 2018, but I think he's one of the best interior defensive linemen in the NFL. I mean, he's not Aaron Donald, but nobody is. Jones is right there behind Donald amongst the best players, beyond that initial Donald, its own tier. Now, SB Nation, the Chiefs site, they put together some possible fits for Chris Jones. Seattle, which they've been aggressive. Detroit, I guess. Arizona, sneaky, but they're not going to give up a first-round pick. I don't think Carolina does. Detroit doesn't either. The Colts, though, that's the one that jumps up to me now. It is still in the AFC, but Indy can slot him into 3-tech. They have the Redskins' second-round pick. That's about as good as late first-rounder. I think that might be the ideal fit if the Chiefs move on from Chris Jones. But do you think that they should? What should they do? Type E for extend, T for trade. I think you extend him. I really value interior pass rush. Chris Jones brings that and brings it in spades. So if I'm Kansas City, I'm not trading Chris Jones. Instead, I'm extending him. I've got some deals for you guys from our friends over at Fanatics. There are all types of NFL jerseys, several of them under $100, including all the ones you see here on your screen. There are even some that are a little bit less than $100, but we just want to tell you about the $100 ones right there. You also get free shipping with your order. It is chatsports.com/NFL jersey. Head to that site, that URL, and look around a little bit. A bunch of Lamar Jackson jerseys under $100. So if you're a Ravens fan, that's one heck of a deal right there. It is chatsports.com/NFL jersey. I have that link in the comments and in the description for you guys. Let's talk about Odell Beckham, because of course we are. Now, he's always in trade rumors from a variety of places. Of course, the Giants, the Browns said they were not. Ian Rappaport throws this out there as another reason to believe there won't be a trade. Apparently, the Browns are having a uniform reveal coming up in April that's secret. Well, it's no longer secret now if we're talking about it. Kind of ruins it right there. And Odell Beckham was heavily involved in the filming of that uniform reveal and the new unis the Browns are apparently going to get. So that means the team isn't going to move on from him, which you're kind of connecting dots there. I like it. It makes some sense. It also makes sense for the Browns because you don't want to give up on OBJ after 1 year. Look, he was banged up last year playing through that hernia, I think it was, and wasn't the same guy. And you get rid of Beckham, you got Jarvis Landry and, not a whole lot there. So if I'm the Browns, I am keeping Odell Beckham. I say no OBJ trade. Which reminds us, one of my favorite weigh-ins here on the show. Will the Browns trade Beckham? Type OBJ for yes, or no BJ for no. Because get it, it's no and OBJ merged into one. No one laughs at my jokes. All right, Matt Judon is next up here. Another Rappaport mention of a tag and trade candidate. This was also reported by Schefter a while ago, so it does make sense to me. The Ravens also having to juggle some salary cap stuff, and they didn't pay Zadarius Smith last offseason. Maybe they could do something similar with Matt Judon. They've invested recently in edge rushers in the draft. I like it. Now, they're probably going to tag him. At least that was the earlier report. But a tag and trade could also make some sense. Maybe this one's a little bit more like the D4 trade of a second-round pick, not a first and a second-round pick going to the Baltimore Ravens. But he's a talented player. I like him. Someone, be it this year, next year, whenever, is going to pay him some significant money. This one is curious to me. Trey Turner, who ESPN's Jenna Lane is reporting was shopped at the NFL Combine. He's only 26 years old, 5 straight Pro Bowls, coming off a bit of a down season, I know, but he's got 2 years left at $20.5 million. And the Panthers don't save very much with a trade of him. And he's still their best offensive lineman, I believe. Now, I know Carolina's entering a new era, and they are open to changing all kinds of stuff and potentially blowing it up. Get rid of Trey Turner. I don't really get it. You better get something great back in exchange. I mean, you better be getting a top 50 pick, I think. I would be surprised if Carolina traded him, because if you do that, blow it all up, trade everybody, and embrace a rebuilding process. And frankly, that means you'd probably want to trade Christian McCaffrey. I know, slanderous, but you're going to blow it up. Blow it all up. Now, we've got some XFL title odds for you guys from our good friends over at BetDSI. Head over to chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code NFL120. It gets you a 120% deposit bonus. You can bet on Houston or DC. Hope you didn't bet on Dallas, the preseason betting favorite for the XFL. Haven't gone according to plan so far. Houston, DC, and St. Louis right now are the 3 title favorites in the XFL. But you can do it all on BetDSI. XFL, heck, MLB is coming up. Welcome to March Madness. I know, one of the best times of the year. The NBA, of course, as well. All available on BetDSI. Chatsports.com/bet. And use that promo code NFL120 for a 120% deposit bonus. Next up is Cordy Glenn of the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, this isn't a huge surprise that the Bengals are looking to move on from Cordy Glenn. Those two sides had serious issues this season. Glenn had a concussion, missed a ton of time when he was coming back. The Bengals basically thought he was ready to go, and they cleared him, and Glenn didn't return, and then he did come back, was suspended for a game, and then skipped some practices. It was bad. It was not good. The Bengals and Glenn are not on great terms. So he's a goner. They will try to trade Cordy Glenn. I just don't think they're going to be able to. And whatever they can get back is great for the Bengals. And then they're going to take whatever they can get back and invest on the offensive line. You got 2 locked-in starters. Trey Hopkins at center, Jonah Williams at left tackle. Bobby Hart sucks. John Miller was, I guess, serviceable. Maybe Michael Jordan can do that as well. Billy Price has been a huge bust for Cincinnati. So Glenn is on his way out. I do think you'll see the Bengals be active, of course, in free agency, trying to find players to upgrade on that offensive line.